Hi guys, let me take you through step by step on how to make my stew, my own stew. This is my own way. This is my tomatoes. This is boiled fresh tomatoes, and it's been strained and everything, so everything is fine. This is my rosemary and my bay leaf together. This is my onga. I use onga not because I'm advertising them, but just because I just like the flavor and how it is sometimes. This is my fresh pepper. I'm not using everything for the stew. I'm using it number one to boil meat, make soup, and I also make stew. So I think I'm using it for the three reasons. And that's my shombo and tatashi. I've already blended it. If you don't know what you're doing, air frying because it just give it one crispiness that air frying cannot give. Yeah, so I put my oil into the pan, into my stainless pot. Yes, it does as well. So this is my meat and my cow leg, my chicken and my beef. I mix everything together. I went in with my onion. Then I went in with my rosemary and my bay leaf. Yeah, I made it like this because when you fry this thing, it just gives you one nice flavor that you can't buy in the market. It just gives you that nice flavor. I'm not going to fry it for long. I'm just going to stir it for some time just because I need the fragrance to be everywhere in the house because I like it that way. All right. Thank you so much for staying to this time of this video. Please subscribe and share and also learn from this. It might have somebody there. Yep, so I'll go in with my fresh tomatoes into it. What I did to that tomato was just to blend it, extract the water out. I didn't cook the tomatoes. So please know I didn't cook the tomatoes. I just blended it, then I sieve out the water, then I kept the paste of the tomatoes. So I've just put into my fresh tomatoes. Some people decide to, sometimes as well, I decide to roast it before blending. Sometimes I decide to just boil it when I don't have the time to do everything. Boil it before putting it into pot. But this one, I decided, what I did here was just to blend it, save the water, and use the paste to make my stew. It's a bit nicer, I think, with all my other routine that I go through. So I leave it for some time to get boiled. Then I just cover it up, just leave the thing to get a bit dry. Trust me, this process here, this tomato was already smelling really nice. Everywhere was just the fragrance was like on point, and I wasn't regretting frying my bay leaf and my rosemary. So you can try it when you want to make your stew as well. Yeah, okay. So I decided to go in with my beef because I don't want to do air frying because I didn't have air fryer, but I just want to fry my beef. Don't mind the way the camera again to check my pot after some time. And of course, the tomato is already so fried, and I like the way it was. This is my jumbo into the fresh tomatoes. Then because I'm not using tomato paste at the time, so I just have to make it be like this because I just needed to cook together and dry up the water that comes with fresh tomato and tatashi. Yeah, and I went back to my beef meat that was already fried. I'm still in the game of frying the tatashi, which is the bell pepper and the bonnet pepper together, and with the tomatoes that was already fried for. So now I'm just going to add more oil into it. The oil I'm pouring into is the oil that I used to fry my beef and my chicken, which you've seen. And why I'm adding it into it because without enough oil to fry your tomatoes and your paste or whatever you're using to make your stew, it's not going to dry easily and fast. So I'm just going to do that. And you can see while I'm stirring the pot, it's not still sticking to the pot for you to check. So when you add the tatashi and shombo, it's going to bring out extracted water on its own out. So what you need to do is to add more oil to it to make sure it's being fried very well. Because why are we calling it stew, especially for Africa, when it's not being fried very well? This is not the one Yoruba people call soup. Because when it comes to soup, they don't fry this much. Like they just turn everything together, they mix everything and they cook it. So but when it comes to stew, you want to make stew, this is how you go about it. You might say it's not really healthy, but I think this is the best way I like to do it. And trust me, if you go through this way, you're not going to regret the taste of the stew at the end of the day. So that was me putting my what's it called, fork, yeah, to get get the what's it called, bay leaf out from the pot, because at this point I no more need them. So I have to select it. I selected everything off from this. Meanwhile, you'll be thinking, oh, I should put your hand into the stew. Come on, I use my hand to wash the tomatoes. I use my hand to wash the tatashi. I use my hand to blend them. I use my hand to extract them. Without my hand, you prefer using your glove. I'm not really bothered. I use my hand to do everything. So now I'm going on with my fresh pepper. Yeah, you can see that is fresh pepper. So I'm not putting everything into the pot. I'm still remaining some because of course I don't want to kill myself at this time. I just need everything to boil together, fry together, steam together, whatever you want to call it, so that it can just give us the sweet taste. Because all this pepper, they have their own sweetness. So I need everything to come out before I start putting some ingredient. That was my meat, my falling meat. It didn't fall inside, but I'm going to put it back. So this is my normal meat. What I'm doing now is I use normal meat. I use no cube and not normal, no beef. So I put them in 4 cubes, like 2 of the pack. Yeah, to just help the thing to mix together, marinate with the tomatoes. Yeah, and to just give it its sweetness. At this point now, because I've added so many things inside the pot, I'll need it to really be eating up very fast. That's why I'm increasing it, and you can see the results. Now you can see that the tomatoes and everything is now sinking together. The oil is coming up a bit. Why I'm stirring it this much is because I left it for some time and the thing got a bit sticky to the pot, which I didn't want at all. I didn't want it to stick to the pot because I know it's not a non-stick pot, so I'm being really careful not to burn my tomatoes. At the end of the day, I'll just go back home with 2% of what I boiled out of 80%, so I don't want it to be like that, and that's why I'm still stirring the pot that much so it can leaf color and all that. I've added more pepper because now I've tasted it and the pepper is not enough that I added, so I decided to add more fresh pepper into it. I think I bought some fresh pepper that is not really very hot because the ones I used to buy, my husband used to help me buy, used to be what's it called? There's a name for it. They call it about Cameroon pepper or something like that. I've forgotten, and it used to be very, very hot. So now I added my bit of onga into it. At this point, this is where you add all your things before your meat stock and anything. So I added my onga into it just for coloring sake and for flavoring sake as well. Remember, I'm not using tin tomatoes to make this stew. I'm not using anything tomato paste. I'm just like tin tomatoes concentrated. These are all fresh stuff that I'm using to make this stew. So yeah, here's when I left it for some time, and the stew itself, you can see the oil is going on its own. Everything has mixed up together now. You can see the stew is still a bit thick, and please take note that you're not supposed to put much water into the stew because you did not put tomato paste. Tomato paste is like a thickener, so it helps to thicken the stew. Fresh tomato also helps, but when you don't put like the concentrated one, you have to limit the water you put into it. If not, you're just gonna have some pepper soup stew instead of normal stew. At this point, I've tasted all the things I put into it. Remember, I put my maggi, I put my everything into this pot before introducing my cow leg. At this point, I'm just adding my cow leg and my cane and my beef into the pot, and here comes the stew. It's making sense now because the protein has gone into it, and I promise you the taste is also really nice. It's not just about what you're saying here. The taste is it's something deserving. It's something that you would crave for. So testing everything now, I'm not really feeling everything because I tasted it. So I went with after putting my 4 Maggi, remember, I went with that Maggi sauce. I don't know what it's called, but I think it's just something that is as sweet as normal star Maggi. And if you know star Maggi, so you just introduce it to it, and it's just going to help you, like salt, like pepper, everything together. I only use that sauce whenever I'm doing my steaming. I use it more because it's going to cook very well. So whatever thing that is making it will probably be cooked out of it. So now you can see the stew and what's it called? level of the oil is not much, but when you come back to it, you see that the oil has extracted itself some more. So now you're gonna see it. So this is when I introduce my meat stock, and this is my meat stock. I introduce it. If you can see, I'm not using all my meat stock on the same. No matter how much the meat stock is or was, I couldn't use everything because of course if I use everything, it's gonna turn into a swamp. It's gonna turn into river of I don't know what to call it, but I didn't use all my meat stock, and that's gonna be the only meat stock I'll use now before the end of the stew, and I'll leave it to boil for some time. And now we go. This is how it looks now. This is a stew. You can use it to pair with your vegetable soup, like your soup if you want to eat as a Yoruba person, because there's not much oil in the stew, and you can as well use it to eat your bread. Like if you have a lot of bread like me, I eat bread with anything. You can use it as well to eat your rice, you can use it to eat your yam or whatever it's called, and I promise you the taste is heavenly. At this point, I think I wanted to have mine with bread, and forgive me, I love plastic plates a lot. I don't know if it's just because of me or how my mom uses plastic plates to give us food when we stay with me. I love plastic plates a lot. I'm not really always very comfortable using my stainless plate. It's not outside. I like it in my house. Yeah, I don't like it outside anyways, but I like it in my house. I like enjoying myself like a baby. Thank you for watching this. God bless. Bye.